starting my conversation with Sharad Kohli, and quickly a response from you, Sharad, about the resilience that the Adani group of companies has shown, that has helped in rebounding its stock value to a massive 95 billion US dollars.
Well, thank you, Megha. Well, I think it's been a blessing in disguise, if you ask me, for Adani Group, for the simple reason that, you know, can you hear me, Megha?
Yes.
Am I audible?
Yeah.
So, you know, it has helped in cleansing the things, you know, things which plagued the Adani Group, you know, not in a bad way, but the debt to equity ratio, the debt to profit ratio, the overall debt leveraging, as we call it in economics and the world of finance, we call it as the debt leveraging. That was one of the accusations of Hindenburg, that it is an over-leveraged company and it's taken too far beyond what it should be, and you know, it's the investors are in danger and so on and so forth. But I think the whole exercise has given Adani more strength. As you rightly said, Adani has been able to bag more contracts. Adani has been in the process, been able to square up some of its debts. The shareholding structure looks more lean and streamlined now. It has bagged more contracts within India as well. I think the faith and the confidence of Adani's customers, you know, institutional customers and other customers, I think that faith has been restored, and Adani has come out clean. So when you come out clean and you've gone through kind of an Agni Pariksha, I call this as an Agni Pariksha for Adani. I think the Agni Pariksha has proved to be a boon for Adani, and I think that is why it has regained $93 billion, and with another $50-60 billion to go to get down to the earlier level, Megha. I feel that should not be a concern, because after all, we are talking of market capitalization. We are not talking of Adani's book value. We are not talking of Adani's PE ratio. We are talking of Adani's market capitalization. So market capitalization eventually for all companies stabilizes with the fundamentals in the long run. Whether Mr. Adani has become the richest person in Asia, the third richest in the world, I think doesn't really matter. What matters is that the main objective of Adani Group to build the country, to build the infrastructure, whether that purpose is still being met. And it's a great slap on the face of these people like George Soros, who run an agenda against India. I think it's a big slap on the face. Now, next time, another huge advantage of this whole exercise, Megha, is next time when another group or a similar group comes back and tries to hit at another corporate house in India, or another agency or an institution in India, no one is going to believe them. This is crying wolf. Yeah. You know that bhediya aa gaya. Remember that story we did in our school? Nobody is going to believe them. Yeah. And what I strongly feel in what you said, that I think a defamation case should be filed against Hindenburg in the International Court of Justice and in United States of America. These people should be brought to books. Who were the people behind? How much money did they make? Who was funding them? What agenda were they running? What propaganda were they running? I think all these things should be brought on record. Adani, it is high time now, Adani Group, and to a certain extent, because Prime Minister was being maligned in the process. We all know this. I think Government of India must also separately, obviously not with Adani Group, must separately file a case in United States. If I was in that position, I would definitely have done, after I have been acquitted by SEBI, I have been acquitted by the Supreme Court committee, I have been given a very favorable comment by the Supreme Court itself, I would have immediately done that. I think it's high time Adani should do, but probably Adani feels, let's carry on to do the good work. Let's not spend time
absolutely.
On negative.
Adani Group of Companies, the legal team has come out and said that they are going to be filing a defamation case against Hindenburg Research, to which the Hindenburg Research head, Nate Anderson, has come out saying that we welcome the defamation case, but we stand by the report that we have filed on Adani Group of Companies. But that's a separate matter. It's going to happen in the months to come, and we'll be closely. So, Sharad, again, you know, the same message that goes out, that while there is maligning of India and there is any kind of a hit job that happens, the media organizations, these activists spring up in large numbers and do all the damage to India on an international level, and it is unfortunate the kind of eyeballs they garner. Whether it is about these media organizations or these activists or these public influencers, public faces, celebrities, So you know, whatever said and done, we may ignore it, we may deny it, but it does hamper India's image. It did hamper Adani Group of companies' image and goodwill. It did put up questions on the Indian Supreme Court and the markets regulator and Indian government as well. So, can there be a counter that can be put by India that is going to be heard by countries across the globe, by organizations across the globe, by investors across the globe? So I'm saying, while the stakeholders in the business world track these developments very closely, the larger conversation point amongst the masses continues to be that Adani Group of companies was accused of short selling. It was accused of fraud. It was accused of stock manipulation. Because after August or September, there are no reports whatsoever in all these media organizations, on all these digital platforms and publications about what happened in the Supreme Court, about what happened by the SEBI regulator, and even there are no questions. There is no question. There's a pin drop silence. No question about why has Nate Anderson and his group of journalists come up with this attack? What is the proof that they have gotten? What is the evidence that they have? And if this was a hit job, this was a witch hunt, who are the ones who benefited? There are no names whatsoever.
Well, I think it really doesn't matter, Megha, because, you know, if they don't want to talk about all these clearances which Adani Group have got, it really doesn't matter. You know, they have to ultimately, can you hear me?
Yeah. Yes. Sorry, I think we'll get back to Sharad. Jyota, quickly coming to you, and I'd just like to make a point over here. Like Jyota said, that those who are the stakeholders, those who are the investors, the businesses who want to do business with Indian firms and companies, they would obviously do their homework. They know the situation inside out. But somebody who's living continents away in North America or Europe, and he opens up the CNN news channel, or he watches the BBC, what they heard or saw or read in August is in complete contradiction to what has happened after 1 year in December. So they are not going to make the effort to go through media channels in India or Southeast Asia or in the Indian subcontinent to know what is happening. Their primary source of information is these media channels.
No, Megha, you see, who all matter to Adani Group? I think it is the customers, the investors, the stakeholders, other countries from where it's getting the contracts. I think they are, at the end of the day, it's that group of people or institutions which matters to Adani. What somebody sitting in Europe, in home, not getting, as you rightly said, not getting information about what transpired thereafter in the case, I think it really doesn't matter. And point number 2 is that when Adani Group is functioning the way it is now, it is business as usual in Adani Group. It is bagging more contracts. In this world of information, Megha, it is not very difficult to find out. If I'm really interested in knowing about Adani Group, I'll quickly Google Adani Group and see what's happening with Adani Group. And I'll come to know that SEBI has given clearance, Supreme Court committee has given the clearance, so on and so forth. I think it is, as I said, it's a slap on the face of the people who did. And your question before, I lost contact, I beg your pardon, I lost the contact for some time. It's a slap on the face of the people who did it. That is why they are sitting quietly. You slap somebody and he knows I can't do anything. He'll just sit back quietly. He's not going to say anything. He'll just sit back. He said, I'm sorry, there's nothing much I can do. Their sitting quietly is clearly, it vindicates the stand taken by Supreme Court, taken by SEBI, taken by Government of India, taken by stock exchanges, that there is nothing wrong. And a very important point, Megha, I think the whole episode has also brought in a lesson for investors, that when you try and make money, because in the process, lot of Indian investors, because as we know, Hindenburg, I did a lot of shows on your channel, Hindenburg had a lot of Indian arms, it was dealing through a lot of people here who were helping Hindenburg in this short selling. So the lesson is that when you short sell, short sell at risk. And when you short sell a company, you may not be short selling on the basis of facts, and those facts may not be correct at all times. So I think it's been a great learning lesson for investors in India. It's been a great learning lesson for the foreign portfolio investors, foreign institutional investors, for the traders of stock markets that look, when you do something which is not based on facts, you are at risk of the tables turning the other way at any point of time. So, as I said, I mean, it really doesn't matter. Mr. Adani is still not the third richest person in the world, and so and so. It really, I don't think he's bothered as well. He's given this statement many times. Maybe.
Yeah, absolutely. For that matter, the Adani Hindenburg hit job that happened, the domestic opposition parties, individuals, organizations seem to be taking advantage of the situation to attack the government of India for their own petty vested interests. But again, falling prey to the larger maligning schemes, the conspiracies of these global players who are looking at India, waiting when it's going to fall. On that note, I slip into a short break. Thanks for watching.